Aloha, my friends and familia. We're going to do this a second time. That first live, I got logged off. And so, welcome to day 2 of this full moon activation. The energies have been powerful. Last night, we had an incredible healing, an incredible clearing for the Vesak full moon. And I've decided to extend it, do a second edition, to go deeper into what are the energetics of this full moon and how might they be affecting us individually. So I invited some of the participants from last night to come back on the call, and we're going to go over the chart of the full moon and see what are the kind of key energetics that are at play. And then we're going to look at where are these planetary engagements, pressure, affecting you in your birth chart. So I'm going to go ahead and welcome everyone to the call. Come on board. And the first thing we're going to do here is we're just going to clear some energy because the day after the full moon can actually be even more intense than the first day. Okay. And so we're going to do some energy clearing. I want to welcome everyone to the call. Go ahead and come on and just anything that's already starting to come up for you, right? Anything that maybe didn't get cleared last night or that you're feeling, I want you to really notice that, to tune into it. And I'm going to share screen. Okay. And we're going to just start these crystal bowls playing here. Okay. So anything coming up in your body, any sensations. I recorded this out in nature, and a lot of us don't have access to this level of wild nature. And what I've found is that we get disconnected from the earth. We get disconnected from ourselves. And it's so important to have access to the waters of the earth, okay? Because what is water? Water is the holder of memory. Did you know that? Memory, the water contains within it the memory of all of creation, of time immemorial. So when you go to the water, it is literally carrying the energetics of all of time. Okay. So that means that as the moon affects the waters of the earth and it affects the waters in our body, it affects the memories of all of time that we may hold, our connections to the ancient past, our connections to our present moment. And so as the waters of our body are being impacted by this energy, we may be feeling and sensing things that are ancient, maybe rising to the surface, ancient memories that we hold individually and ancient memories that we hold collectively. And this is powerful energy. That is why we need to take time around the full moon to allow what's coming up to release, because we may be assisting the planet to clear as well as ourselves, right? It's not just us that we're feeling. It's not just our negative emotions that we're holding. We are feeling the collective energy of humanity as stored in the waters of the earth, as stored in the waters of our cells, our DNA. Isn't that profound? Okay. And so I wanted to give that introduction to this sound bowl to help it go deeper, right? To help those frequencies travel deeper into your cells. Okay. And this tone that this sound bowl is playing is the grounding. It's the earth tone. It's the base chakra. Okay. We did a lot of work, right, yesterday, last night around security, around safety, around worthiness, right? To be here, worthiness to be here on this earth. Yeah. The ability to feel safe on this earth, to feel both of your feet planted on the ground. Whoa, far out concept, isn't it? Because we're all moving so fast. We're all moving so fast. Do we even have 2 feet on the ground? Or are we lost in the current? Just woo, right? So one way that we can actually get more grounded is through water. One way we can actually get more connected is through water. Okay. And so if you felt adrift, you can actually get more anchored through connecting to the water and allowing the flow of that energy to come through you. Okay. So I want you to just really tune in. A lot of stuff got brought up last night. Would you agree? A lot of stuff got brought up, right? A lot of awarenesses happened. A lot of light came through. Now, today, you could be processing that. You could be in a bit of a sludge or a swirl of like, whoa, like I'm still in that. I don't know what happened, man. You brought some stuff up. I don't know what to do with it, right? I don't know how to hold that. So what we're going to do is just allow anything that got brought up last night with the peak of that full moon energy, with Vesak, with Buddha's birthday. And we're going to invite the higher guides and ascended masters and beings in love and light of our own higher selves and the higher self of all of creation to join us again, to assist us in clearing and purifying anything that got brought up over last night, over the last 24 hours, as the moon's pulling up so many layers and levels for us. Yes, I'm so glad you're here. It's fine. Yeah, my first live, my computer, like I started it and my computer shut off. And I went, what? So that always tells me that there's big energy afoot. I'm like, I thought we got through it last night. And my guides are like, nope, level 2, let's go. So here we are. Here we are. And if you're like, yeah, Lotus, I thought I'd feel great today, but I kind of felt a little heavy. Yeah, I felt that too. I felt that too. And that is called a full moon hangover. Have you ever heard of that before? Full moon hangover. So the day after a full moon is a bit like you just went to a big party the night before. The full moon is a bit like a big party. Everyone's kind of like full on celebrating, expressing. There's just like all this energy. And then the next day it's like, whoa, what was that? Like what just happened? So I want you to invite you to allow anything that got brought up last night, that got brought up within you. Yeah, it was so powerful last night. You had a great night's sleep. You feel better today, Magali. Oh, I'm so happy to hear that. I'm so happy to hear that. I'm so happy to hear that. Fantastic. So just allow anything else that's in your field, okay, that's around your minds, that's around your energy centers to come up. And we're going to just clear that out of the collective and out of the group before we dive into the planetary bodies, because that will leave us more prepared for the information to come in, okay? So just allow the sounds to go deep. Allow yourself to let go of anything that you need to let go of, okay? And so I'm going to play it now. Good. Take a deep breath in. Take a deep breath out. Lift your arms up. Ah, stretch up wide. Oh, shake out your head, shake out your arms. Yeah, just shake out any tension in your body, clearing out any density. Ah, yawn, stretch, clear it out of your energy field. That's right. That's right. Good job. Good job. And we're going to tap the sides of our hands together. Okay. And we're going to tune into the root chakra. Say, root chakra, I want to be clear. Root chakra, I want to clear. Sacral chakra, clear. Solar plexus chakra, clear. Heart chakra, clear. Throat chakra, clear. Back of the head chakra, clear. Mouth chakra, clear. Third eye chakra, clear. Crown chakra, clear. Breathe in and out. Yawn. Halo chakra, clear. Upper chakras, +1, +2, +3, +4, +5, +6, +7, 8, 9, 10. Deep breath in and out. Going to the top dantian, asking that to clear. Middle dantian, clear. Lower dantian, clear. Negative chakras, -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6, -7, -8, -9 chakra, -10, -11, -12, -13, -14, 15, 16, -17, -18, -19, -20, -21, -22, -23, -24, -25. Clear, 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 clear. You want to move your hands up and down, just asking all your chakras to just clear out any density, any energy you don't need, and just yawn. Let that yawn just ripple through you. Whoa, big yawns, big yawns, big yawns. That's it. That's it. Rub your tender spot. Even though I'm feeling whatever I'm feeling, I completely love and accept myself, even though there's a lot of energy moving through my body, clearing, clearing, clearing. I completely love and accept myself. That's it. That's it. You're rubbing the lymphatic drainage system to get the energy moving. We're going to do something called a head squeeze to clear out any toxins. You put one hand on the front of your face, one hand on the back. There, I keep disappearing. And then you're going to squeeze on your exhale 5 times. Just a little squeeze, exhale. Breathing in, exhale, squeeze. 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 Good. Take a deep breath in. Take a deep breath out. You're going to tap inside your eyebrow. And you're just tapping in, clearing out any tension in the kidney meridian in the bladder. Clearing the bladder meridian. Clearing the side, tapping on the side of the eyes. You may yawn a lot. Tap under the eyes. That's it. Under the nose. That's it. Under the mouth. Collarbone. So we're clearing the meridians. This is called thought field therapy. My partner and I are about to launch a money clearing, energy clearing group. Its first meeting will be Sunday. If you're interested in going deeper on clearing your blocks to money and abundance using these energy clearing methods, you can leave a comment below. It's going to be profound. Okay, you're going to tap under the arms here. Oh, and yawn, let it out. Any tension, any stress in the body you've been holding all day, right? The day's already begun. Just let that out. Now you're going to come to your chest, and directly under the chest on the rib cage, you're just going to tap there. This relates to the liver meridian. Yeah, we tend to hold a lot of stuff there. So just tapping under the breath there, taking a nice deep breath in and out. Fantastic. And then you're going to come to your thumb. You're going to come up to the fingernail, the outside of your thumb on the outer edge, right near the thumbnail. This is actually related to the lungs, which is the area where we sometimes hold grief. So just tapping right there to clear any stuck grief in the body, right? Just letting that clear out. Then coming to the index finger. And this is for the small intestine to help clear out anywhere we're stuck. Middle finger for the circulation of the body, clearing out any blocks there. And the pinky finger, heart, clearing out the heart meridian. You're going to tap the side of the hands again. Back of the hand, between the pinky and the index, the ring finger metatarsal, the back of the hand. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Close your eyes for a moment here and just see, is there anything still stuck in your body? Sweep it out like with a broom. Okay, good. And now we're going to do something called the 9 gamut to clear our brains. So you're going to tap on the back of your hand. You're going to open your eyes. You're going to close your eyes. You're going to open your eyes. You're going to look down to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Look down to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4. Roll your eyes down, up, and around in a circle. Roll your eyes up, around in a circle the other way. Take a deep breath in and out. Come out loud. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, awesome. Good. Now take a deep breath in and a nice deep breath out. And welcome. You can stretch. You can yawn. You can shake out your hands and just kind of notice what kind of space that you're in now. Okay, how is your body feeling now? What's coming up for you? Where are you at? And just notice how you're feeling. Good. Awesome. Awesome. So welcome back, everyone, to day 2 of unleashing your true value and wealth around this full moon, this Vesak full moon, which was Buddha's birthday yesterday. It was Buddha's birthday and his ascension and his liftoff into the light. And we have our participants back for day 2 to go over and talk about how this energy may be affecting the collective, right? What are the energies of the sun and the moon and what's going on with them? Wow. Christy says her sore spots feel more sore today. Oh, interesting. Okay, so maybe just rub them a little bit. You might be having more stuff come up. I wouldn't say necessarily bruised, but sometimes there can be more energy. And sometimes, because we're going to be looking at your astrology charts today, you may be having stuff come up in your energy body. And this happens for my clients a lot, is that the day we're going to work together is very intense because there's a lot of energy about to come through. Yeah, so just everyone just rub your tender spots for just a moment here and just say, even though I'm feeling, and just honor yourself for whatever it is you're feeling. Maybe you're feeling impatient. When is this going to start? Maybe you're feeling whatever it is you're feeling, just acknowledge it. Just feel it. Okay, awesome. Good. And I just want to really invite everyone to just rub your tender spots for just a moment. Just take a moment out, just rub those tender spots and just say hi to yourself. Just welcome yourself, because so much of what we're doing all the time is focused externally. So just take a moment, rub those tender spots, take a deep breath in. Oh, a lot of digestion clean out today, no pains or aches. That's awesome. Everyone says they're doing great. That's fantastic. Okay, so here we go. Welcome, everyone. We're going to dive into it now, to this Vesak full moon and wealth activation. And we're going to go straight in to this full moon energy. And this full moon energy was very profound, very powerful, very intense. And what did we have going on here? So And this energy is going to ripple out. It's going to be affecting us as we continue on. And so at the full moon, which was at 6:53 a.m., awesome. Everyone's saying they had good digestive cleaning out. That's awesome. Happy to hear it. We've got the Sun, Venus, Jupiter, and Uranus in Taurus at the full moon. Venus being the billionaire planet, Jupiter the millionaire, Sun illuminating, Uranus the planet of change. We've got the moon conjunct Pallas Athene, which is wisdom, and it is also genius, with Lilith, which is all about our rebel side. It's all about how we stand up for what we want. We say, that's it, period. That is what I'm going to do, and I will not stand up for anything else. Okay. And so there's a strong sense of feeling very grounded too. And Nicole says she has, let's see, Scorpio, Taurus, Scorpio, South Node. Okay, South and North Node. Yeah, that's powerful. So we're about to dive into where these beautiful contestants, this full moon is activating their chart. And so this is one reason I love to do astrology readings for y'all, is that what are we looking at when we see a chart here, right? What is all of this stuff, right? Well, this is a wheel, of course. This middle line represents the horizon line for the day or time that we're doing the chart. In this case, we're doing the chart for the full moon. And so at the full moon time, if we use the middle line as the horizon line, the Sun, Venus, Jupiter, and Uranus were right above that horizon line on the eastern horizon, which means they're right above the point we call sunrise. They're right above it. So right before that sunrise moment, or right after that sunrise moment, we have the Sun, Venus, Jupiter, and Uranus. So there's this energy of rising with the sun that we had at the full moon time. It's a very powerful energy. And so in the chart, some key places to be aware of is that on the far left is sunrise. This represents how we step into our identity and who we are. So having a lot of planets there means that it's a very self-focused Sun, Venus, Jupiter, Uranus interaction. Then at the bottom of the chart, that represents our inner self. That represents our hidden self. It represents our deep emotion. And the far right side represents our relationships to other people. So the left side of a chart is typically focused more on who we are as people. And the right side is all about other people. And so the focus with this full moon was very polarized between focus on self and focus on other, which is interesting. Self and other were very much attention, right? Maybe it's like, oh, I want to focus on myself, but I also need to be aware of other people. And how do I balance that? How do I balance this push and pull, this tug of war, one could say, between who I am and my relationships to others? Okay, so left and right represent our relationship to self and our relationship to other. And then we have the top of the chart right here called the midheaven. And the midheaven represents our career. It's like the star of the Christmas tree. And so whatever planets we have at the top of our chart, that means that's our purpose. And so why am I sharing this information with you? Well, when we get into your charts, I want you to have an idea of what you're looking at. I want you to know, oh, that's what this is about, right? That's why we're talking about this. Okay. So we're going to get into it now. I want you to write down, if you have a piece of paper, 1 degree Taurus to 10 degrees of Taurus. That is going to be the Sun, Venus, Jupiter, and Uranus. And so we're going to look in each of your charts and see, where do you have 1 to 10 degrees of Taurus, right? Where do you have 1 to 10 degrees of Taurus? And then for the moon, we're going to look at, where do you have the moon, 15 degrees of Libra to 1 degree of Scorpio. And so we're just going to check out, we're going to look at your charts and see what we find. So Is everyone excited? Are you excited to figure out finally where this full moon is affecting you personally? How is everyone doing out there after last night? I wanted to check in and just see where everyone was at before we dive into your charts. Magali, how are you doing?
I'm just amazing. Yesterday, a huge vertigo. When you see the ceiling going, it really a vertigo. It's not only dizziness. And I had episode like this before we had the all, and you went through exactly where I needed, and you named the right words that just bring me to tears and finally feel all that clearing, going out. It's just a blessing. It's night and days. It just the yeah. Thanks.
Oh, I'm so happy to hear that. That's such a gift. That's why I get on here so that I can hear this, that this helped
Oh,
you feel
definitely.
better. Oh, that's so beautiful, Magali. I'm so happy. I'm so happy.
Uh, you helped me a lot.
Yes,
I
yes.
couldn't
And
say otherwise.
it's amazing that physical issues like vertigo, for instance, can actually have their roots in spiritual energy and emotional places. And if we can clear that, we can clear these really intense physical symptoms. And so that's why I'm so glad you're here. I'm so glad you're here. That's so
And
awesome.
I'm here again. I'm on sick leave for now, so finally I have time to attend to all your
Yay! I'm so
presentation.
glad. Yay.
Yeah,
Well, good.
silver lining.
Yeah, I'll be doing lots, so that's awesome. Um,
Yeah.
anyone else want to share? How is everyone else doing out there? Oh, we've got out in nature friend. She's out in the wilds like I usually am. That's awesome. How's everyone doing? Doing great. Awesome. Okay. Um, so if no one else wants to share, we're just gonna jump into it and we're gonna just look at those charts. Here we go. Right. All right. So, oh, we got some info in the chat. Feeling pretty pumped. Awesome. Oh, Christy said she's tired because she didn't sleep much, very energized. Yeah. Yeah, that happens a lot at the full moon that we literally are get so jazzed up that it's hard to sleep. So the next day, that's what I call the full moon hangover. Because the next day sometimes we can be very tired because we were so excited and we expanded so much and it was like a party. So that's fine. So this full moon,
Aloha,
oh,
my friends and familia.
hey everyone
We're
again. I don't know how that happens. Okay, so coming back to what we're working with here. Sun in Taurus, Venus in Taurus, Jupiter in Taurus. Taurus is the energy of the earth, right? It's the energy of material wealth. It's the energy of the five senses. Taurus asks us to engage with life. And when we look at Taurus on the astrological wheel, it is associated with the time in our lives stemming from about 6 months of age into about 2 years of age. And so that represents the time in our lives when we're learning about our value. How valuable am I? And so where we have Taurus in our chart talks a lot about our value. It talks a lot about how valuable am I? Okay, and so we're going to go, we have Venus there, we have Jupiter there. So we want to see where Venus, where Jupiter, where the Sun, and where Uranus are affecting each of you individually and what that means. Okay, Jupiter being expansion, Venus being that beautiful divine goddess energy of money and wealth. All right, so here we go. I'm going to start this off. And it was Wesak last night, so incredibly powerful. Incredibly powerful. Okay. So, Nicole, we'll start with you today. I know you've been really excited. Really, really excited. And so, do you remember the degrees that we said to look at for this full moon? What were the degrees of Taurus that we needed to look at for your chart? Okay. I'm not sure if you were there when I asked that question. So I will remind you. So it was one degree of Taurus down to 10 degrees of Taurus. So we're going to go to Nicole's birth chart. Okay, and let me just white out your birth information. I didn't manage to remember to do that, so I'll just white that out so you don't have your birthday broadcasted across the galaxy here, although maybe you don't mind, and I think it's a big deal either way. Let me just find that. Okay, shape. And just put a little heart. It's always the best way. There. Okay. Do that for, let's see. Need to see behind the behind the curtain. Notice his technical work here, putting hearts on birthdays. Okay, Nicole, coming back to your chart. So 1 degree of Taurus is right where your Mercury is, right? Okay, so what planet at the full moon time was exactly 1 degree of Taurus? So here's the chart for the full moon, okay? And so we have Uranus, 1 degree of Taurus, okay? 1 degree of Taurus right here. So Mercury at the full moon was exactly, and is probably still exactly, conjunct your Uranus. So what does that mean? Do you know anything about the planet Mercury or the planet Uranus?
Hi, I have a lot of traffic, sorry.
No worries.
I know that Mercury is a lot to do with communication. I
Yeah.
think it's of the Odin energy. Um,
Yeah.
And Uranus, honestly, there isn't that many people that I can resonate with who has taught a lot about Mercury Uranus.
Mhm.
Up until recently with the 13th star, I feel like what people are talking about with Uranus is more aligned and
Mhm.
correct. So I'm
Mhm.
still learning about that.
Yeah.
I learned a lot about Mercury through Norse mythology.
Okay.
So
What have you learned about it there?
um that's a really long answer.
Okay.
So I spent a lot of time. I guess I took it a little realistically that, there was like gods walking around, but what I kind of understand now is that they're just trying to make like all these energies organized and know what they're talking about. So that opens a little bit deeper of an understanding. So yeah, so it's kind of a shaman thing for me. It's a lot to do with energy work, a lot to do with like the true elder truth arc from the Ice Age days when that happened. Um, it has a lot to do with sound. I think, let's see, the oldest chant for Woden was Wodenaz. So if you go walking around chanting Wodenaz, you're going to be thinking some pretty, and you're going to find out a lot, but you're not, this a really powerful energy work can really trigger you. You start thinking like, I might be losing it, so it's a very important to ground when doing anything like that.
Mhm. So I'm going to step in here for everyone
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
Norse mythology is definitely not the run-of-the-mill focus when people think about Mercury. I love Norse mythology and I love tuning into the Norse mythology and the planets because there's a huge connection. Like, don't get me wrong. right? Thursday is named after Thor, right? And so and Friday, Venus Day, is named after Freya or Frigga, and these are both goddesses in Norse mythology. And so there is a huge connection between the planets, the days of the week, and the Norse mythology. Huge connection. I haven't studied it in depth enough, especially about Odin and its connection to Mercury, to speak much on the subject. So that's something I'm going to study. However, what I can tell you about Mercury in the Greek mythology, which is what most people look at when they're studying astrology, but there's all kinds of pantheons of gods, right? There's all these different, there's Hindu mythology and there's Greek mythology and there's Asian, Chinese mythology. So there's so many ways to look at these energies. Okay. And so Mercury in the Greek mythology relates to the flow of communication. It relates to the messenger god, the messenger god being Mercury. And so when you said that Mercury relates to sound, I thought, yeah, that does make sense, because how do we communicate? Some of it is through sound, right? Some of it is through the expression of our voices. Okay, so Mercury can relate to sound. It also relates to the wisdom of the written word. So information, knowledge, right? All of that stuff relates to Mercury. Now, when I see that your Mercury is being aspected by Uranus, well, we have to dive into what is Uranus. If Mercury is communication, it's written, spoken, the flow of ideas from one thought, from one brain to another. What is Uranus? Uranus is change. Uranus represents, I always see a lightning bolt. I always see a lightning bolt, and I always see structure being shifted. So I see Uranus being the conduit for new ideas for the future for humanity. So I see an energy of the free thinker. I see the energy of the new age. I see the energy of what is new, technology, invention. I think of Nikola Tesla. When I see Uranus, the number one thing I think of is Nikola Tesla. So having Uranus directly conjunct your Mercury and your sun at the time of the full moon, well, guess what? Uranus rules. Uranus rules astrology. Yeah, Uranus is all about astrology. It is the patron planet of astrology because it's all about new ideas, invention. It's technical. It's a little bit scientific. It's a technology, right? Astrology is a bit of a technology where we're looking at the connection of the energy of the planets. And so energy and technology are two things that Uranus is very connected to. It also is the ruler of Aquarius. Is anyone familiar with the Aquarian energy, right? What is Aquarian energy? Aquarian energy, right? So someone commented here. Right. So Uranus is all about change. Yeah. It can be about chaos. Yeah. It can bring chaos because so think about the universe for a moment. Think about order and chaos. And so the two planets that represent those two forces, Saturn represents order, Uranus represents chaos. And chaos isn't always bad. Chaos can be what's needed to bring change. And so for you to have Uranus on your planet of communication, Mercury is also our thinking. So having Uranus right on your Mercury, and it's going to be there for a while, means that you're going to have radical new thinking. Like it's going to just like shift the way you think. You're like everything in your life is like changing right now. Because not only is Uranus conjunct your Mercury, but it is literally conjunct your sun. And it's going to be there. Uranus stays around for a long time. So, you know, yeah, you liked chaos in your earlier days. Yeah. So some of us so what is chaos really? Chaos is newness. It's change, right? It's change. And so you might be someone who's here with a new vision for humanity. Yeah? Yeah. Are you someone here who has a new vision for humanity, who's like, I'm not content with the way things are going. I'm not content with what is here. I have a vision for the future. I have a vision for something new, and that is exactly what Uranus brings. It's the vision of the future. It's the vision of the new age. It's the vision of our humanity coming together as a collective, as opposed to this weird, disjointed, disconnected, not in sync reality. It's about community. Right. You've been at home creating 8 years at home with your children. Yeah, that's a long time. That's a long time to be at home with the children. Well, what I get is that with Uranus aspecting both your sun and Mercury, you're going to have a lot of shifts and changes in terms of how you express yourself. Okay. How you express yourself, how you relate to your thoughts, what's happening in your thoughts, what's happening in your soul, because the sun is how we shine. Okay, you also have the sun conjunct your sun. So you have so much activation from this full moon. Let's check this out, everyone. So we're going to go on back up to the chart of the day of the full moon. And I'm going to just go ahead and bring this on down closer to us so I don't have to go so far. Okay, put this in. Okay, and so what do we see here? Uranus, 1 degree of Taurus. Jupiter, 6 degrees of Taurus. Venus, 7 degrees of Taurus. Sun, 10 degrees of Taurus. Okay, so this nice conglomeration of energy. Okay, where is it sitting in your chart? Well, we come to your chart, we find 1 degree of Taurus. 1 degree down to 10 degrees. And so Uranus, Jupiter, Venus, and the Sun are all laying right over this area of your chart. And so that's how we do chart comparison, is we look at where the chart, she says she's focusing intently on, she's focusing on what she speaks intensely right now. And exactly, because you have so much power right now around your planet of communication, right? You have, right? You have Uranus, Jupiter, Venus, and the Sun all conjunct your Mercury and your Sun. So your Sun is already illuminating your Mercury. It's really close. And in fact, in astrology, hi, little one. Hi, baby. Hi, sweet thing. Oh, La Preciosa. Oh, beautiful. Oh, is that your mama? Yeah, it's your mama. That's so sweet. How old is she? Oh, hi, beauty. Hi. Yeah, you were learning about your mama's birth chart. I know it's exciting. It's interesting, isn't it? She's almost 3. Oh my gosh, so adorable. Oh my gosh. So,
Three.
so
Hi.
hi, hi, Kiala. Oh gosh.
Oh, say hi.
Oh,
Oh.
oh, oh my goodness. So sweet. So, so sweet. So we're looking at your mama's birth chart right now. Yeah. Your mom has a lot of energy around her sun and her Mercury. Oh, and one of our callers also has a 3-year-old. So good 3-year-old energy. I think you two should connect. So, so here we go. We've got so what house is all of this in? That's another thing we can ask. Well, it's all in your 12th house. And so in your birth chart, you have your sun and your Mercury in your 12th house. What does that mean? Well, the 12th house is Pisces house. So Pisces is all about being internal, being meditative, being like very spiritually connected. And it's in Taurus, which means being very spiritually connected to the earth, right? Just being very tuned in to Mother Earth, very tuned into nature. Like a lot of your information, a lot of your communication comes through your connection to the earth. And a lot of how you communicate is actually without words, because the 12th house is very internal. It's very deep, it's very internal. And so with so much energy, especially your planet of communication in that 12th house, you're someone who communicates to the earth on a deep level, right? You connect to her spiritually. And then that's how you communicate with the world, is through that connection, right? And there she is. She's off with the children out in nature, right? It's totally true. It's totally true. Wait. I want my chair. I want my chair. Exactly. exactly. And so I would say that you might have with this Jupiter, Venus, the millionaire and billionaire planet near your sun and Mercury. And another thing that the 12th house is, Nicole, is the camera and film. And so I'm hearing, making videos about nature, making videos about the earth and plants and nature might be a really great way for you to make some extra income to build up your value right now. Okay. So yeah, how does all of that land for you? Awesome.
Hi.
Hi.
Hey.
Hi.
So it sounds pretty on point. I'm happy to hear about like the specifics of what kind of videos, because I have so many things lined up. They're just like I'm waiting to open the gate to kind of get more like fluid with it. And so cute. And yeah, that helps a lot. It sounds pretty on point. A lot of times I know before anyone else knows when I really don't it's like none of my business. I don't actually like know. I'm really good at finding things that I don't know where they went. I can just go find it. After everybody's searched high and low, I can just like go right to it. So there's that kind of thing that happens a lot. And I am just like outside all the time. I used to groom dogs, but being inside, it's like not what I can do. I was
Right.
very out of balance, really up here, and not a lot of grounding, and it doesn't take much. So
I'm seeing farms and gardens, and I'm seeing you
yeah,
growing the plants and filming the children growing the plants and teaching
yeah,
people about herbs and plants and trees and how much you'll really shine when you do that because you have your sun in Taurus, which is the earth, right? Which is like
yeah,
you shine as you connect to the earth. Mercury, you shine as you communicate about the earth and about beautiful things, crystals and anything that grows from the earth. Plus, you have
yeah,
Uranus conjunct that, and Uranus is technology, which can be the internet, which can be being online. Okay. And it's also, the Jupiter, Venus planets are there. So that's activating and bringing in your wealth potential. So you might consider starting a YouTube channel where you start sharing
yeah.
videos about the earth and giving people information about the things you know, about the plants and the trees and the flowers, children. And
Loaded.
hi,
That's
Lala.
Angeli. That's Geo.
Aw.
So it's really, I think, gonna take off this year because, God, I guess up until lately, I just felt something was off about the calendar, and I kind of felt like there was something false about what I was doing, but really it wasn't like what I was doing; it was when I was doing it. And I've experimented with plants in so many different facets, and they're gonna do what they're gonna do when they're going to do it. It doesn't matter how big or small. I've neglected plants, and they were the ones that did the best. And it wasn't like on purpose. I just had too many hidden. Thanks. Oh, thanks.
Hi, Kia. Hi.
But so, and the same with homeschool, or the same when I do energy work. It kind of feels like, man, something's off. I feel this is the wrong time or like the wrong angle. I like pick up on things like the moss is changing on like what side of the tree it's growing on. So I'm like, well, that's a huge like compass for people back in the day
Right.
where things grow.
Right.
Yeah. So to try and put it all into words, it felt like I knew what I was talking about, but I feel unaligned in the calendar. So luckily that's coming to an end. Move
Right.
forward with everything that I know
Right.
and start teaching like the kids. Like it's hard for me to like follow this. Oh, it's Easter. And I'm like, I doesn't feel like Easter, you know? And so it was messing up my flow in literally every category, because I felt like it was wrong. I had this feeling it was wrong. I'm like, couldn't figure it out.
Well, I think you're on the right track. I think if you just stick to what you know and to the earth and to the things that are growing around you and bring voice to that and share that, I think you'll do very well. And you have a huge activation around all of that.
Does anything, I had a question because it's so hard, it seems like, to find information that resonates. But like, can you go into like where the South Node is in Scorpio and like how that plays into um
Well, actually, your south node is in Taurus.
yeah,
And
yeah.
it's right in your first house, and then your north node is in Scorpio in your house of partnership.
Okay, so that's what I had a question about. Yeah.
And so what that means with the moon pretty close to it, not on it, it's pretty far actually. So the moon is actually in your sixth house of work and service. So you might be really like, okay, what am I supposed to do for work? You're probably really thinking about that a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I
You're-
want to be home and that whole tourist thing. Like, I don't want to give up my home and my comfort.
well,
It's
that's
isolating to get used to.
that's
And
gonna be
you
a
go
bit of
through
a
a huge,
challenge for you
huge
because
mental growth.
your south node is in Taurus, which means you're moving away from security and comfort. What you're actually moving into with Scorpio is intensity
Great.
and
Feels like
surrender
it.
and like letting go of attachment to what, to that solidity. It's like letting go of the stability and getting into flow state. And it's in the house of partnership, which means really surrendering into partnership, into relationship, really aligning to a relationship that serves your highest. And you might not feel totally comfortable with that, to be honest. You like the thought of surrendering your own ego and ideas of who you are to a relationship are going to feel very uncomfortable to the point where it's frightening. And
I did
because
a lot of work with the balancing the feminine and masculine energies
Mhm.
intently around the relationship. And I did, I think I chanted Om Namah Shivaya um, to do that. And yeah,
I'm
so
hearing
that it
that
really worked.
you may want to really consider teaming up
Yeah.
with partners
So
to
that's
make things
actually
work.
been a really big resistance. So
Yes,
uh,
that's how
on his behalf, he is literally a Pisces and an Aquarius. Like, I can't find anything to say different. He's pretty much on top of those two. And he's air and
Okay, so hold on.
he's
It
opposite of
doesn't
me.
hold on. It doesn't have
Yeah.
to be your love relationship that
Okay.
you partner with. Okay.
Yeah.
You
Okay.
have all kinds
Thanks.
of different types of partners. So what I'm saying is that there's going to be maybe many partners in your life. And one
Okay.
way that you can have partners is doing like being a healer or a guide or a coach where you work with another person. And so
That's what I've been resonating with.
part of
It's
your work
more
be
mentorship.
others. Right. You might be here to mentor others because so when you have the South Node in the first house, this is the house of identity and ego. It's who you are. When you have the South Node there, it means you're very strong in who you are. You're so strong, in fact, in who you are that this lifetime destiny point in the seventh house, you're learning how to be in relationship to others and to how to bring and lift other people up. And so it's a lot about surrendering your own ego identity into how do I bring the gifts and the power and the purpose of who I am to serve others. And that's why, like, being a coach where you're lifting other people up, being someone who inspires other people, being someone who lifts others. It's a challenging role. because you're having to learn to let go of a lot of the identity attachment of like, this is who I am and I'm doing things my way. And instead learning how to take that self-awareness and like a cheerleader, bring it to help serve others. A little bit like I do on these calls, right? Where I have you guys come in and I use my energy to support and encourage you. That's a bit of what you're drawn to do as well, right? Is to lift others up. When you have the North Node, the destiny point in the 7th house, we're typically drawn towards lifting others up. That's one of the biggest roles that we have. And it's a challenge. It's always a challenge when our role is to support others because it's not always the easiest path. And it requires a lot of surrender. Yeah. Yeah. How does that land for you, Nicole? Yeah, so she says spot on. Out of balance, feel like could burn it all down. Yeah, well, when we have our own identity to contend with and it's strong, and then we're trying to figure out how to balance it with other people, you know, because we don't want to lose ourselves. We don't want to lose ourselves. And so that's a big battle with the destiny point in the 7th house is we're terrified of losing ourselves into other people. But at the same time, we're kind of being asked to learn how to surrender more into another person, into the path of communion. So there's a really good book I recommend everyone get out there about the destiny points, and it's called Astrology for the Soul. And this is just going to unlock a lot of things if you want to study the North Node more. Okay. All right, Nicole, any last questions before we keep moving on here? We got to keep going. We got some folks to reach here. Astrology for the Soul. That's right. That's right. Beautiful. Nicole, you're doing great. It's a process, right? It's a process of allowing your higher self to guide you, and you'll know exactly where that is. You're very happy and pumped. Awesome. Awesome. Well, I know that wonderful partnerships and relationships with others are probably coming in for you as you open up to allowing these relationships to progress, and very, very exciting. Thank you so much. Yes, yes, of course. Thank you. Wonderful. Way to go. Way to go. Okay, beautiful, Nicole. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. All right, so we're going to keep moving here. Miss Christy, I know you had some things you had to do today, but you're here, so that's awesome. So let's get your chart read here. Okay, so, and I told Christy, I was like, you got to come on this call. And she's like, okay, I'll be there. So what we see happening with your chart is that, and I'm going to just move this a little closer. Okay. So if we go to Christy's chart, we see that she has 0 degrees of Libra rising. Okay, so Libra is all about justice. It's all about balance. It's all about relationships and partnership. Libra is the energy of the lawyer, of the justice system, of someone who's fighting for justice, especially with Mars and Libra. There's a real fighting energy of fighting for what's right. Mars is that leader energy. And so if we go to the chart for the full moon, you're going to see that we had Pallas Athene, the moon, and what is called Lilith in from 15 degrees of Libra to 1 degree of Scorpio. And so if we go to Christy's chart here, you'll see that that would land in her first house of self and identity, who she is. Okay, so this moon, this lunar energy, the full moon, the moon was conjunct your south node, and the south node is the past. So the moon is emotion. The moon is how we feel. It's our energy body around feeling. It also can be our conditioning. It's what we need to feel comfortable. So having the moon, what we need to feel comfortable with the south node could mean that south node, things from the past, ways of being from the past may have come up emotionally for you on a pretty deep level. So I'm really glad that you were at the call last night because it probably helped you to alchemize and clear out any dense energy that was sort of coming up to be cleared. You have the same thing as Nicole, which is south node in the first house. and north node in the 7th house. So you're opposite though by sign. So it's same houses, identity and relationship, but you have your south node in Scorpio. She has her south node in Taurus. So they're flipped. Does that make sense? So flipped. So you have opposite signs on opposite sides of the houses. So you're kind of like a mirror of each other in a way. Okay. So we'll just show you what I'm talking about. So Nicole has hers in Taurus, her south node. And we come to Christy's chart and she has her north node in Taurus. So Nicole has her south node, her past self in Taurus, and Christy, you have your north node in Taurus. And so you have kind of opposite lessons you're learning around the same houses of your chart, which is identity. Hi, and there's your little one. There's Naraya. So you both have 3-year-olds. So interesting, right? So interesting how we have these similarities with people and our charts are similar and it's just fascinating, right? You're both into homeschool. So what are the chances, right? Maybe that there could be some collaboration there. We're all learning, we're all growing, we're all here to help each other, right? We come together for certain reasons to uplift humanity, right? So you had the sun conjunct, holy cow, is that right? Sun conjunct sun, 10 degrees of Taurus. Holy cow, look at this. Woo, you had the sun, Miss Christy Moonbeam, exactly conjunct your Chiron at the full moon. So you had the moon right near your south node of the past, and then you had your sun right on Chiron at this full moon. So this could have been a pretty powerful full moon for you. I'm just like getting that sense, right? Kind of like a lot getting brought up to the surface for you around your 2 destiny points. And so both of you and Nicole, you had the sun and moon activating your 2 destiny points because we had sun in Taurus, moon in Scorpio. So for Nicole, the sun was on her south node. So the sun was super illuminating her past self, who she was, like her ways of being that are more from the past, right? And then for you, Christy, you had the moon on your south node. So that was emotionally connecting to your past self. Whereas the sun, much closer to your destiny point, your future self, what you're becoming. So Christy, you're working on building stability with your destiny point. You're working on grounding yourself and getting really in touch with materials, solid wealth and abundance and like growing a garden and that stability. And Nicole, you're working on learning how to grow that stability without attachment, to surrender into your spiritual side more and to allow others to do the building. Because Taurus South Node, it means you were a builder in a past life. You probably built gardens, you probably built homes, you probably built empires, you probably built bank accounts. You were very active in the physical realm. And so with Scorpio as the South Node, it's asking you to learn how to surrender the attachment to the physical building of things and to focus more on the spiritual aspects of building, right? Transformation, the path of the shaman, the path of the initiate, the path of someone who is getting into the spiritual realm. So very, very interesting how we have the 2 different focuses in your 2 charts coming up here. That's awesome. She said she's now starting garden all from composting and worms and food scraps and leaves and 2 years later planting with it. Yeah. So really focusing on the transformational aspects of gardening, right? How you can take things and break them down and use that to build is a really good way to activate that Scorpio energy. Okay. So Christy, coming back to your chart, let's see here. Let's see what planets were where. Isn't that fun? It's like musical chairs. So from 1 degrees to 10 degrees of Taurus, we have Uranus, then Jupiter, then Venus, then the sun. So looking at your chart, that would land in your 7th house. So it's activating your house of partnership. We've got Uranus. Oh my gosh. You and Nicole both have Mercury in Taurus, like around the same degrees. Wow, that's amazing. And so Uranus was activating both of your Mercuries. Your communication, what you think, how you feel, like your thoughts, what you write about. Uranus is change. and it's going to be on your Mercury for like several years. So Uranus is technology, it's the internet, it's new ways of thinking, it's the collective, it's what everyone's going to be focusing on, which is going to be, since it's in Taurus on the earth, people are going to be so focused on, right. And we had a live stream astrology chat. Yeah, this never fails. Like everyone always lines up with the energies and attracts the right people in for the right events, right? So new technologies, new ways of thinking, the internet, the collective, right? You're going to be communicating with lots of different people. You're going to be talking to lots of people. It's probably going to go on the internet. You're going to be involved with technology. You're going to be involved with land and the earth and new ways of doing things with the land and the earth. We've got Jupiter, which is the millionaire planet, Venus, the billionaire planet, all right near your Chiron, which is the greatest wound, and right near your destiny point, which is your future. So there's just so much energy around creating partnership around the earth, around the land, around security, around stability, around growing wealth. And all of this got activated at the full moon. And so you're really stepping into moon conjunct your south node, letting go with this full moon of a lot of things from your past, really letting go of that stuff, and then walking into the future, Sun, Jupiter, Venus, Uranus, activating this change around shining, around your wealth, around expansion of your knowledge, especially in relationship to the earth. This is really powerful time for you, Christy. And that's why I was like, you got to get on here. You got to get involved, because this axis of the Venus, the Taurus Scorpio full moon is really activating you on many, many levels. Yeah. How is that landing for you? I see some smiles.
Yeah. Yeah, I can feel it. And of course, everything you said, it's like, yes, that's accurate. And all the stuff that I've been calling in for a while and really working on manifesting. I mean, you know me,
Yeah.
but still.
I'm
Yeah,
sure
it shows it on there. So it's, yeah. That's
Yeah.
awesome that it actually
Yeah.
shows it
Yeah.
in my chart.
It does. It always does.
Yeah.
And that's why I love this stuff, because it's always so crazy accurate for everyone of like, yeah, that totally confirms exactly what's happening in my world over and over again. It's really wild. So awesome I could have you on here to show you that activation and also to be excited because you have you have Jupiter and Venus in that seventh house, in that house. Hi, Kiara. We've got all the children with us today. That's so great. Oh, I love it. I love it. So wonderful energy for you for growth, and expansion and just I would keep going. Whatever you're doing. Hi. Oh, we got another little one. I would just keep going because you're on the right track here. Yeah. Awesome, Christy. Fantastic. We got the moms and the children present. This is great for Taurus energy, right? Because Taurus is about growing.
She's so loud over here.
Yeah.
I keep muting it.
Right. Yeah. All right. Awesome, Christy. Any final questions before we keep flowing on here with our getting everyone's questions answered? Okay.
Anything good for me to be working on right now?
I think you're
At this
doing it.
time?
I think you're doing
Okay.
it. Like
I
just
Okay.
yeah, I just get you're doing it. Just keep doing what you're doing. If it's flowing, like that's saying yes, and you've got all the planetary encouragement that you need. Just if it's working, you keep going on it because you got a lot of luck right now. You've got a lot of abundance energy. Allow that old stuff that comes up to dissipate. There's a lot of stuff going to be coming up. Just let it dissipate out. Keep focused on where you're going. Keep focused on growing your dream. Nature, people coming together. You got this. You got this. You're doing the right thing. You're totally on track. Just keep going, my friend. Just keep going. Yeah, really fantastic. I can feel it.
Thank you, Oda. Thank you.
Yeah,
Very
you're
helpful.
fine. And the other thing I wanted to share with you, you recently posted that you wanted to be online speaking to large groups of people. And I see here that your midheaven is in Leo, which is the star of your Christmas tree. And you've got Venus, you've got Moon, which is your emotional nature in Leo. And so you're drawn to shine on a big level, right? The sun rules Leo, so it's about shining in a big way. And so I would just say, yeah, go out there, go out there and shine. You're here to shine. That's how you express yourself. Exactly. Exactly. All right. Fantastic. Awesome work.
Thank you.
You're so welcome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. All right. So let's see here. Coach, you've been waiting patiently. I know you're really excited to see where this full moon has been activating your chart. So here we go. I'll jump to you. You probably have business to attend to. So we'll get your chart assessed here. So where was this full moon activating Coach's chart? And so we'll bring up the chart of the full moon. So see what we're doing here. We have two charts. We're comparing. We have the chart of the day of the full moon. Okay, and we've just highlighted the two things to look at. Of course, there's more, but we're just kind of zoning in on one arena. So from 1 degree of Taurus to 10 degrees of Taurus, Uranus, Jupiter, Venus, and the sun, huge amount of energy, right? Huge amount of energy around growth, around stability, around the earth, abundance, wealth, right? Jupiter, Venus, the millionaire and billionaire planet. Holy cow, where is it? Where is it in your chart? Okay. So we go to Coach's chart. Where does he have 1 degree of Taurus? Okay. So he has it. Whoa, look at that. Interesting. Muy interesante. So, Coach, have things been a little topsy-turvy and just unpredictable lately?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Well, that is because Uranus has landed on your Saturn here down in the 5th house of love, of fun, of hobbies, of like the things you enjoy doing. And so Uranus is change. It's also new technology, and it's on your Saturn. Remember how I said there's two energies, there's order and there's chaos? Saturn is order, Uranus is chaos. Well, it's not always chaos. I think of Uranus as just the change maker, right? It just changes the energy. It just brings in new thoughts and new ways of thinking and new ideas, and it assists us to get more tapped into technology, into inventions, right? So this might be a time where you're really tuned in to inventions, like new ideas. Like think Nikola Tesla, right? Think about technology. This is what Uranus energy brings. And so Saturn is your structure. Okay. Saturn is like how you structure your life, how you have more organization, you have more solidity in a sense. And so having Uranus there means that there could be a lot of change. There could be a lot of new ideas. There could be a lot of growth in new directions where it's like what you're kind of used to being. Like you're set in the way. Like where Saturn is where you're the most set in your ways. Okay. It's your most grounded self. And to have Uranus there could be a little discombobulating. Like, what the heck is happening? Like, I thought this was how I did my life. I thought this was the structure of how I work my world. And it's like all this new energy, all these new ideas, all this new expansion is coming in for you around how you structure your life. And so the best advice I could give you is that Uranus is going to be there for like a long time. It's going to be on your Saturn, bringing in new ideas, new visions, community. There's going to be a lot more people entering your world. And so to just really allow yourself to grow is what I'm hearing. Like just allow the growth. Like there's so much growth wanting to happen with you and allowing the structure of your life to shift and to change and to grow as you grow, right? And so it's a really powerful time for you. And I really want to honor that there may be some discomfort as new ideas, new inventions, and expansion of your mind start happening, and expansion of your structure start happening. To just kind of go with the flow, kind of trust, kind of allow, kind of allow, kind of allow, kind of allow. You might have to do a lot of allowing, a lot of breathing slow and deep, because things might be shifting a lot for you. And you might be like, I'm used to being so stable. I'm used to being so consistent. And like, it's hard for me to keep that right now because it's like Uranus brings change. It's unexpected happenings. It's schedule changes. Right. And so, just know that whatever that is okay. It's allowing more people, more ideas, more electric energy to come through. It also is going to be a really good time for acupuncture for you because Uranus rules the electrical body and acupuncture treats the electrical body. So it might help you to restructure yourself to get some acupuncture. Like it might really help you deal with the growth and the expansion and the changing at a structural level that's happening, right? And to just be really kind, really gentle with yourself. And then on the other hand, you have the sun, you have Venus and Jupiter all in your 6th house at this full moon. And the 6th house is health, it's work, and it's service. So you might be really busy working on your health. You might be really busy working on your work. You might be really busy giving and serving and volunteering and being sort of this like servant of source, right? Helping people just like left and right, just like kind of being this incredible supporter, this incredible volunteer for the universe, being of service. And that is actually how a lot of wealth and abundance is going to come your way because we have Venus, the billionaire planet, and Jupiter, the millionaire planet, in that house of health, service, and work. And so that arena of your life is actually very beneficial and it's very prosperous for you to tap into that energy and to allow the abundance and the wealth that wants to come through as you focus on those areas. Okay. Really great focus for you right now is that health, make sure, how's your daily routine? How are your daily health habits? How are you helping your body? How are you serving your body? Right? How is your work life? What about giving? It's in Taurus. It's being stable. It's being consistent. It's being a grounded presence for people. It's also the throat chakra. So expressing yourself, speaking may be highlighted for you. And speaking about your work, speaking about service. It's all about service for you now. Then we have the full moon up in your 12th house in Scorpio. And that can be energies like you feel like on a deep, like emotionally, moon and Scorpio, like there's this deep internal part of yourself being activated. The 12th house is your unconscious mind. It's your spiritual self. With the moon there, it's almost like you're being asked to go within and you're like, whoa, like what's in there? It's like a room that's been dark, right? It's like, what's all of this deep, mysterious stuff inside of me being brought to the surface? And so you might be kind of wondering what's happening here, right? What's being illuminated? That's, 12th house is usually the place where we don't know. We don't know about it. It's like, it's so unconscious. It's so like our higher self, right? It's like that inner world that we get into. That's the 12th house, right? And so to have the moon there, that just brings all this awareness. It's like you feel it. There's like emotion. It's full. It's like fully illuminated, right? And it's in polarity to the sun. So on an emotional level, you might be feeling like, I just need to go on vacation. I just need to clear my calendar and lay down at the beach for a week. That's how you might be feeling. Whereas the sun in the 6th house is like, no, I got to keep going and I got to work and serve and work and serve, work and serve. And so there could be this polarity between your soul and your emotions. Around your emotions, like I need some rest, I need some retreat, I need some R&R, and your soul self wanting to keep going, keep doing the service, keep doing those actions. And so there's a real need for balance for you. Like try and carve out every day 30 minutes to just lay down and listen to a meditation. Go on a walk. You need to take 30 minutes. I'm hearing like you got to take 30 minutes out of every day to just not do anything. That's going to be hard for you. But what it will do is it's going to reset your nervous system. And you're not going to feel so irritated because there's a part of you that needs more time, and that part of you is within you. And that's the part that creates every other thing in your life. So if things in your life get too topsy-turvy, that's a sign you need to go within. The outside world is reflecting your inner state. You got to go into that inner state, shift it, love it, bring it some attention, and then the outer world will line back up again. So that's what this activation is kind of bringing through for you with this full moon.
A quick question. You mentioned the moon is on the 6th.
The moon is in the 12th.
Oh, I thought it was on the 4th.
Nope, moon in Scorpio up here in the 12th. Sun in 6th house in Taurus.
Oh, I was going based on the little icons on the 4th and the.
This is so what we're doing right now, and this is a great question, because this is your chart. You do have moon in the 4th. That's correct. But what we're doing today in this class is that we are
Comparing it.
transposing the chart of the full moon onto your chart.
Gotcha. All right.
Saying what planets of the full moon are affecting you in what houses and what areas of your personal birth chart. Yeah.
So what is that sign on that one underneath the chart? The Lilith chart and then the moon, and what's that?
Yeah. So that's called Pallas Athena. Pallas Athena is the point of wisdom. It also relates to genius. So that means there's some genius and wisdom as you go within. Like as you attune and you give comfort to your moon, right, in the 12th house, conjunct your Neptune. Yeah, that's powerful. So Pallas Athena is wisdom and genius, and it's conjunct your Neptune. And what is Neptune? Neptune is the god of the sea. It's the energy of the spirit. It's the energy of our spiritual awareness. And you have it in the 12th house, which it rules. Neptune rules the 12th house. So you have a pretty deep spiritual nature. Like you have a very deep connection to God. You have a deep connection to your higher self. And so having Pallas Athene there means that there's some genius around your internal nature, around your spiritual nature that's being activated right now. And look at the event you came to last night, right? It's like all about the spiritual connection. Like you all got to feel that, right? That was amazing, beautiful. And so it's saying that as you attune and give yourself time out of all your work and your service and your giving for yourself every day, it could even be 5 minutes, coach, whatever you need to do, 5 to 30 minutes every day, just for you, no outside, nothing, just you, your breath, going within, going to the ocean, whatever it is, flow, connecting to the inner flow state. Okay. Listen to a meditation, whatever you need. Listen to a guided visualization, whatever is going to help you to just, okay, come back to your center. And because Pallas Athene right there, conjunct your Neptune, means you have a kind of genius that's emerging. You have a kind of wisdom that's being activated that is going to only come through as you go within. And so it's a balance, right? It's this balance. Remember I said it's like this divine tension between the solar and lunar energies. And when you can find that balance point between, like for you, Nicole, focusing on yourself and focusing on others. And then for you, coach, to focus on your internal world and your service world, giving to yourself and giving to others. There's a tension there for you. And that's what the full moon energy activates, is this tension between two polarities in the birth chart, two polarities between the signs. And when we know where in our chart this is affecting us, it gives us so much more clarity of what parts of our life are being activated. Right? So that's why I do these events. So you guys can be like, oh, wow, that explains what I'm dealing with. And as soon as we explain it, do you notice the relief that happens? Right? Do you notice that sense of like, oh, now I can go forward. Now I don't have to be stuck here. Right? Yeah. Yeah. How's that land for you, Coach?
Yeah, now it makes sense of what you're saying. And I didn't know what that symbol was. And then the Lilith, what's the Lilith?
Well, Lilith was the first wife of Adam.
Oh, yeah.
And so Lilith said, I'm not putting up with none of that BS, Adam. I'm out of here. And Adam was like, what? Hi, everyone. Hi. We got the little children saying hi. And so Lilith represents that part of us that says, no more. I won't put up with this anymore. And so conjunct the moon in your 12th house, there might be a part of you that's saying, I'm not going to put up anymore with working too much. I am not going to overgive and I'm done. Okay, so there could be a stubborn part of you that's like, that's it. I'm not doing this anymore. Right. And for you, Christy, it could relate to like your past life point. Like, I'm not putting up with none of this old stuff anymore. Right. That's how Lilith energy is. Right. Like, I'm not putting up with any more of that. I'm done. I'm done. Right. So that's what we see with that Lilith energy with the moon. Okay. And whatever house that we have it. Yeah. Yeah. Any final questions, Coach?
No, I'm good. Thank you.
Let me know how your internal meditations go.
I've been doing it lately, so it's very
Awesome.
relaxing.
It
Yeah.
is. It's necessary with so much energy that you give and so many planets in the house of service. It's so important.
Yeah, it
It's,
is.
it's that
Now I
divine.
understand. Now I understand why I welcome it and I actually like it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's muy importante, muy necesito, all of it. All of it. See. See.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, BB, you just messaged me and you said you'd really like to see where this chart of the full moon is affecting your chart. So we're just going to look at the chart of the full moon again. So everyone here, 1 degree of Taurus, Uranus, 6 degrees of Taurus, Jupiter, 7 degrees Venus, Taurus, Sun, Taurus. So a lot of Taurus energy, right? Which is wealth, it's abundance, it's that physical plane abundance. Right. That's why I was so excited to do this event. So like, wow, we're really focused on building our material security right now. Right. Like we're really focused on that as a collective. And then we come to BB's chart. Okay. So, wow, look at this. Holy cow, BB. No wonder you wanted to know. Okay. So what we have going on here is that you have Uranus 1 degree up in your 12th house, similar to our friend Nicole. Then you have Jupiter, Venus, and it looks like, gosh, that's really close to your rising sign. All of this is happening on your rising sign, which is who you are. Your identity is like got very activated by this full moon. So 10, yeah, Venus 1 degree away from your ascendant. That's like the billionaire planet on your first house. So BB, you might be coming into some kind of money, some kind of wealth, some kind of big abundance. You personally, okay, Jupiter, Sun conjunct your ascendant. You might be shining more. You might be coming out more. Who you are might be getting more illuminated. And Uranus is in your 12th house. You might be having a lot of internal change inside of yourself, like on a spiritual level with Uranus in the 12th house. Uranus is also astrology, and it's also the new age, and it's also meditation. It's also inventions and new ideas. And so your inner world might be going through a lot of change, having a lot of new ideas on a more spiritual level coming through for you. And that will be affecting you for several years because Taurus, Uranus will be in Taurus for several years. Yeah. Pretty amazing. How does that land for you? Go ahead and unmute. You there, BB? There she is. Yeah.
Unmute.
There you go.
There. Okay, finally. My goodness. Okay, well, thank you very much. You gave me great news.
Oh, good. Yeah. Yeah, you also have, wow, this is amazing. You have Pallas Athene conjuncting your sun up in the 7th house, which is your partnerships and relationships. And so you might be having a certain amount of genius around your relationships. And so you're, one of those people showing up with having a kind of like everyone actually on the call has had a pretty major connection to this sun in Taurus, moon in Scorpio polarity. And in your case, you've had the sun, Venus, Jupiter, Uranus on your house of identity. And then you have the moon, the genius point, and that sense of who you are in your house of partnership. So a lot of polarity between who you are and relationship. A lot of activation about who you are and the nourishment around your house of relationship. You might be feeling a lot of internal fulfillment in a sense with the moon landing on your sun. Sense of like, I feel fulfilled. I feel good. I feel like connected. Right? It's a very beautiful energy. And it could mean a lot of nurturing from your partner coming in because moon landing in house of relationship can be a lot of nourishment from your relationships. Yeah. Has thoughts on that?
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yay. Awesome. Well, I think good things are in store for both you and Coach. I see a lot of money coming in. That's what I get. So roll with that. Make sure Coach gets his 5 minutes a day. And yeah, beautiful. And we'll see you on Saturday night for class. We have,
Yes, we will.
we have
Yeah.
master class number 2 coming up, which is going to be awesome. So glad you're there. Okay, any final questions, BB?
No, that'll be all. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so we're flowing through here. And Magali, we're going to come to your chart. Did I do your chart? Oh, Magali, you know what? Okay, you have your chart? Okay. Where do you see 1 degree of Taurus in your chart? Can you see it?
Just a sec, I can send you my my chart.
Yeah, send it on over. Okay. And for anyone who's been on my calls before, I don't keep the charts for very specific reasons. So if I ever make you a chart, be sure to keep it.
Mm-hmm.
And then if I do an event, you can just send it to me. Because our energy imprint is literally in our charts. So I don't like to keep everyone's like soul imprint on my computer. It just feels too private, too special.
Oh.
So I tend to,
I just sent it in the message to everyone, actually.
Oh, okay. Are you able to, let's see, that's fine. I think. Let's see here. Yeah, I'll just copy it. I've got like 5 windows open. Let me just move some aside. Copy. Okay, so we're going to come back to where we are. This is interesting. Okay, one moment here. What just happened?
Uno momento, por favor.
Yes, sí. Un momento, por favor. For me, too. It's like a screen closed. Okay, un momento. Okay. Okay. Fine, Oracle. Where are we? Okay. Okay, so we'll just go from this. So what I can tell you, Magali, and I'll just come down here. All right, there is everyone. I'll share screen here. There it is. Okay, so we've got this chart up. And then see if I can do this. Thank you for your patience. There we go. Boom. Okay. So we come to your chart. Wow. Okay, so Uranus is hitting the end of your 6th house. And that's probably going to be there for a while. So it's conjunct both your 7th house of relationship down here on the right, and it's also in the house of health. And so that could be new ideas, new inventions. Oh, thank you. New ways of being, essentially. And so your health is going to have a lot of new information coming through for you, right? A lot of new awarenesses, a lot of practical tools for you, a lot of new inventions are going to be around that are going to assist you with the body, with your physical body. And so you may be feeling like things are going to change for me now. You may be feeling like there is a shift happening in my body, and the people and things and places I need to finally restore equilibrium are coming. Okay, Uranus is change, it's innovation. What is that flower looking icon in Taurus? Yeah. So these 2 planets in Taurus in your 7th house of relationship, this one here, the flower looking icon is Vesta. Vesta is an asteroid, and Vesta relates to the energy of devotion, right? It's the energy of service. It's the energy, the Vestal virgins, their task was to stand around a ceremonial hearth fire and essentially guard the flame of the heart, guard the flame of the divine spirit. And so with Taurus there, it means that you have this devotion to the earth, this sense of devotion to Mama Gaia and to all the things that grow on the earth, the flowers, the plants, right? And it can also represent your partner that you're eventually going to meet, is that partner is going to have a very strong devotion to the earth. They're going to be very grounded, right? They're going to be very earthy, right? Very, very salt of the earth, full of integrity, full of commitment, just very solid, very stable. And then you also have Saturn, of course, which is structure. And so that partner might also be a little bit older. They're going to be wiser. They're going to be very disciplined and have a very strong work ethic. Okay. So this full moon is activating the sun in your 7th house. And so that could be a time of relationship. That could be a time of maybe meeting, whether it's romantic or friends, a time where you meet new people, where you allow more people into your life, more other people. Okay. Jupiter and Venus there also could mean a time of having a lot of abundance come through your relationships to other people. Okay. So other people are a good area for you to activate at this time. Your relationships, and making sure they're wealth enhancing relationships, making sure they're productive relationships. They don't drain you. They're supportive. They're stabilizing. They're grounding. You're looking for grounding relationships here. Earth Taurus energy. While the moon and Pallas Athene, the wisdom point, are conjunct your ascendant, your rising sign, who you are. And so we have a lot of people on this call right now who have had their ascendant and their descendant, their house of relationship and their house of self, or I should say in polarity with the sun and moon. So some of you had the sun over on the house of identity, some of you had the sun over on your house of relationship, but a lot of you have had the sun and moon aspecting either your rising sign or your partnership house, right? Like Bibi, she had the sun on her ascendant. And then Magali, you have the sun on your house of other. Okay, so that's opposite charts. Opposite charts, right? And so for you, Magali, the sun is shining on relationships. And for Bibi, the focus is shining on the house of you, the house of who you are. Whereas the moon, Magali, is shining in your house of yourself, which means you're feeling nurtured. You're feeling nourished. Who you are is being nourished by the lunar energies of the moon. Right? It's very beautiful, very powerful and profound energy for you right now around yourself and your connection to who you are. Right? Very beautiful energy. Very beautiful. How does that land for you?
Yes, it's just with all the events, just people open arms and they welcome me, and I wish, to find finally the one I can grow older with.
Yeah.
And I was married to my job before. So
Right.
there was no space, but it's the first time that I finished studying recently, now I'm in that shifting position.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in kind of, I don't know where I stay right now.
Right.
So I have to find, my place, where I will settle. And I'm close to nature and I have the Rockies right aside. I'm 1 hour away from Banff. So it's just so beautiful. And I have attraction to the mountains.
Yes.
So when you say, that being closer to nature and resonate with that, and I, I need someone who will take care of what you eat and whatever. So there's a lot of, but right now relationships, I'm right in. I've never been surrounded since years, by
Yeah.
so many people that getting closer right now.
Yeah. Yeah. And when the sun is lining up with our seventh house of relationship, you better believe it will be full on. And then it's like people come out of the woodwork all of a sudden and we're like, wow. And so when people are interested in partnership and relationship, I always say, well, look to the seventh house and see what planets, in the sky right now are aspecting that seventh house, right? And, Nicole has the moon aspecting her seventh house. And Bibi, you also have the moon aspecting your seventh house. And Magali, you have the sun. And so do you, Christy. And so all of you have a lot of activation either through the sun or by the moon of your first house of identity and your seventh house of other. And how interesting that this call drew in and attracted people who had so much of a connection to those very powerful two houses of your chart with the sun and with the moon. And this happens every time I do these events. It attracts people who have strong magnetism to the energies of that conjunction and on that opposition. So very, very powerful energy.
It's great.
Yeah. Yeah. And best of fortune with that, and maybe this will be a seed planting time where you start to feel that energy of having that relationship flow into your life. And maybe it will shift, maybe it will change, but very, very beautiful energy and exciting too. Yeah.
And just a funny fact.
Yes.
You speak about, alternative way to heal myself and stuff. So I'm running my life.
Yes, your life's machine. Yes, that's exactly Uranus and Taurus, right? Uranus being the change, electricity machine, you know, devices. Taurus being the body, being nature. So fantastic, right? You're just tuning into that. It all lines up with these True the Stars charts because we're following the actual location of the stars, right? Because this is true to what's happening in the sky. If you get Star Walk 2, it will show you this. These are the energies of those planets, and this is how they're affecting your charts. And we're just doing what's there. That's all. We're just aligning to what's there. Can you imagine if more people on our planet had access to the real astrological system and could actually find out this information? We had ephemeruses, we had calendars, we have books so that everyone can know what planets are activating what area of your life every day. And so that's why I teach my master classes. That's why I'm training Coach and Bibi right now on how to do this True the Stars astrology, because more people need to have access to this. And so I just want everyone to know, tonight is the last day to get into my 6-week masterclass. So if you're someone who's out there and you have some time and you're like, I'd really like to learn how to read these charts, if you want to get in on it tonight, right now, you have to message me because the doors are going to close after tomorrow, the second class. So it's an amazing work. It's an amazing tool, and it's an amazing secondary or primary source of income for people out there who want to expand their business. They want to include other forms of making money, like working with people and looking at the chart. And it's actually pretty simple to do. I already have students from my last masterclass teaching events and doing, you know, podcasts, and it's growing. So I just wanted to put that out there for anyone who resonates with it, who's interested. Reach out to me, contact me. I love training you all. I love teaching you all. It's so inspiring to show you all that reading an astrology chart is as easy as riding a bicycle. You just have to learn the gears. You just have to learn how to pedal. And once you know how to pedal, it's like learning any language, right? You can do it. So amazing call, everyone. I'm so glad you all jumped on here with me today on this day after the full moon. I want to thank everyone. We've got a lot of children who were here with us with Nicole and Coach and Bibi. So glad that you could come. Any last final thoughts or questions or shares? I want to really give you a chance to speak if there's anything in your heart or your mind you wanted to share. I think everyone's relaxed.
We're just taking it in.
Yeah, you're just taking it in. That's what happens on my classes. Everyone's just like silently receiving. And I'm like, okay, all right. So what I'd like to do, yeah, we got some smiley faces, is just go ahead and rub your hands together and just put into your hands anything and everything that got brought up or let down, talking about your astrology charts, right? It can, yeah, you can clear too. Right on. Oh, the sweetness. Yay, it's fun to rub our hands together, right? It's fun. Okay, so just put into your hands anything, or yay, and clapping. And just let that on go up to the sky. Stretching up, letting it all go, giving it to the earth, giving it to the sky, and just brushing out your fields. And just sending yourself some love, and just sending yourself some compassion. You all are divine gifts. You are miracles. You are blessings on this earth. You are truly divine. And just allow that remembrance to breathe through your whole body, through your whole being. You are loved. You are worthy. You are valuable. You are a divine gift from Source. And just saying the prayer, you know, may all of your dreams come true. May all that you wish for come to be. And feel that, and then do super conscious, please do a complete change history, and everything is needed around anything in the way of you tapping into and aligning to that vision of all your dreams coming true. Yes, I could have that. Levels 1, 2, and 3. Everything is needed. You're gonna expand big. You're gonna feel a lot of energy through your whole body. And just feel that expansion. Feel that joy. As we assist and lift others up, we rise too, and that is the gift and blessing of this life. I will be co-leading a money clearing call this coming Sunday. For anyone who wants to hop on board, it is going to be a paid event. So if you want to join us, it's going to be very intimate. I'm doing this with my partner. Send me a text, leave a comment this Sunday. It's going to be of even deeper, more profound money clearing to really clear the blocks that this full moon have brought up around our security, around our abundance, our worth, and our value. But a lot of shifting has happened already. And so I congratulate you all and feel that money flowing in, feel that abundance, and anything in the way of that, we just ask for complete change history, and everything is needed. Levels 1, 2, and 3. Take a nice deep breath in. Fantastic. Fantastic. All right. So much love, so many blessings to everyone. Just saying a little prayer here that may all beings on this earth be happy, be healthy, and be free. So much love, my friends. So much gratitude. Wishing you all the highest and best. And if anyone wants to work with me one-on-one, just reach out. You can email me at blossomwithlotusnow@gmail.com. And just so much gratitude, so much love. May all your dreams come true. May all the things you're wishing for happen with the greatest of ease and joy and blessings. All right, my friends, have a beautiful day. So good to see you all. This has been awesome. Wonderful. Okay. Biggest love. Okay. Aloha.